clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking. We better get into the news. How are you guys doing today? I hope you have a great day out there. I'd just like to decide to be here with you today. And my name is Tyler, and this is Neil. And we're just so excited to tell you the news.
As Dr. Tarv.
Started out okay, and then it's kind of petered off there.
Well, you ran out of time.
Yeah. Later. Wait, well, you pointed at me like I panicked.
I wish I had
more time.
Sorry, it was just
Man on Fire
I was
was
waiting
so
for
good.
it. I love that show.
So good.
Creasy's art is death. And he's about to paint a masterpiece.
Christopher Walken said that.
I love that. I love Christopher Walken. Hey guys, welcome to the news.
Will that rock though? If The Rock was Crease?
Creasy? There's no way that movie would have happened.
I mean, it would have been good.
Can't lose, and Denzel dies at the end.
Yeah, but you know he wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah, I mean, but
There's originally like a news article about him. No, because they put in a news article later that he died.
Yeah, the movie we're talking about is Man on Fire.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about today, though.
No, we're not talking about that today.
Man, I started off so on point, and look what you did.
You confused, you lose.
Look what made me do.
So the actual title of this one is The Doomsday Clock is at 90 seconds.
90 seconds. I don't know what that means. I know what 90 seconds means. Sometimes Finn will say something. Finn, don't do the, we'll say something, and he'll go, I don't know. Oh, no. We'll say, all right, Finn, you have 20 minutes until he goes, I don't know what that means. Like, he doesn't understand the scope of time, like if we use weeks or months.
Smart.
Yeah, and he's like realizes it and he'll say it. We're like, and then it's like hard to explain what that is.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 minute chunks of time. You know what my parents used to do?
No.
They used to tell me, if they would tell me that I had an hour, I had to wait, they would tell me the time of a TV show. They said, you have
one.
Yeah.
I do that.
You have one Knight Rider until you can actually go do that.
I used to do that. I'd say, oh, that's like one episode of Friends. It's 21 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was it. All right. So the Doomsday Clock. This is a real thing. What this is, it's a metaphor for how close humanity is to self-annihilation.
But where is the Doomsday Clock?
Okay. This is really good. So the clock is created by artist. It's I'm gonna butcher this name, Martel Langsdorff in 1947.
Oh wow.
So this Doomsday Clock has been around for.
It's just like a slow clock.
It's a clock. No, it's a clock. Basically, he decided based off of the current events. What the general
in the
idea
40s, there were some pretty big events that could end the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were saying, listen, this clock is an indicator to how close we are to not just World War III, but total annihilation to the human race.
Okay.
And so he set the clock at that time at 7 minutes to midnight. So 12:53 or 11:53. And he says, when we get to midnight, doomsday hits. It's kind of like a political and a social way of saying we're getting really, really close. Things are globally getting worse. Yeah. So here's who decides where this thing is, because it's not. It was at 7 minutes then. It's at 90 seconds now.
Okay.
This just happened this week.
Did it drop?
They moved it.
How much did it drop?
They moved it up.
Wait, who moved it?
Well, so yeah. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's
Thanks.
good. We just go nail. I've never really given you a fist bump before. But
No, that's good. That's the first time we've ever done that.
So here's who decides it: the Bulletin Science and Security Board, and input from a board of sponsors that includes 11 Nobel laureates.
Okay, so a bunch of smart people.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like, I mean, that's who I want doing it. I don't want, Mr.
Jake
Beast.
State Farm. Yeah. I don't know why he's not. He's smart.
He seems smart.
He does seem smart, but I don't want him controlling like our fate of humanity.
Oh, really? You're talking to Jake from
Why did he
State
come
Farm?
to my mind first?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe I thought of Chris Paul first.
Well, we've seen a few things. We know a few things.
Jake's Air Force.
That's actually farmer. That's farmers. Yeah, we are farmers.
Yeah, that's the guy from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also Professor Gordon in Batman, which doesn't make any sense.
It's true.
Yeah, it really bothers me. Okay, so these people basically what they do is they're trying to figure out what are the risks to humanity at the time. Now, the biggest factor for this year's decision was the conflict in Ukraine, increasing the risk of nuclear weapon use, raising the specter of biological and chemical weapons use, and hindering the world's response to climate change and international efforts and global concerns. So it's a combination of Ukraine is the most substantial reason why this time moved up. Yes. But also
not Ukraine, but the thing happened.
Right. Yes. That we are, I didn't realize this. They moved it up before that. It was right when Russia invaded Ukraine. They're like, okay, wait a minute, because it was so tense. What's funny about this, it's not funny, it's sad. We don't talk about it all that often anymore. Occasionally you'll hear it. You hear it in somebody's acceptance speech. Like if President...
if it weren't for celebrities winning awards, we wouldn't know anything going on.
Velocity?
Yeah, Velociraptors.
But
What'd you say?
Well, like when he gets up and he does a talk, you're like, oh my gosh, that guy's incredible. Like he's out there fighting this thing right now, and I love the resourcefulness. But that political, is it geopolitical?
Yeah.
Tension means that we're closer to a world war because of that tension than ever before.
Because somebody goes to somebody's aid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All we got to do is say we
Yep.
back. Yeah, that's why Biden didn't like.
Yeah, we'll send
jump
you
in
some
because
Oh
you need
yeah.
to be careful not to
Oh,
say
my.
like we're with them because that's what started with Vietnam War.
Yeah. It's what happened in my front yard. My brother Zach was fighting another kid, and another guy came up behind him and he picked up a stick, and he was just having this other guy's backs, and you have to jump in and have his back. And I had to go find a stick. It's I'm like it's kind of a ridiculous example, but
Potato.
and that and climate change and our inability to do anything or stop the slowing or stop that process. Slop, I think.
Yeah, you said it, but I didn't say
slop.
anything.
Thank you.
I looked at you, but I was like, I'll let it pass.
So the clock's hands can also move backwards. There are times since 1947 when the clock's time has gone backwards when people take steps to make peace and protect the planet.
Do you think it's whenever 98 Degrees album came out?
I'm 98.5% sure that's not the right answer.
Okay, well, 98% sure. 98 Degrees would say you're wrong.
That's funny though. 98
Thanks,
degrees. It's too hot. So this year's decision of moving those hands closer, it's definitely the war in Ukraine. That's the biggest one. So this is like a real thing. I don't know if people they joke around about like, oh my gosh, the Doomsday Clock. What is all that coming? But you don't even know if it's real. Yeah. It's real, and it just moved up. So we're 90 seconds away from annihilation.
Okay. I mean, honestly, like, it's kind of scary to think that we're closer now than we were in the 40s.
Think about that.
With World War II.
Think about the Cuban Missile Crisis, where I'm sure it moved up then. We're closer now.
Yeah.
What if it's because of the weapons that we have access to doing more harm?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're like, oh, no, that arrow is going to hit me. Like, no, a nuclear bomb.
Were they using arrows in the 40s?
You know we don't talk about enough?
What?
Like, you know whenever you learn history as a kid, like, oh, you learn about the war and all this. World War II. What ended World War II?
What, the bombs?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't like talk about like
No.
America murdered a lot of innocent people.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't like I'm going after troops. Like and I get like, oh yeah, they bombed Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that's a military outpost, which is still not okay.
Yeah.
But we bombed a city.
Oh yeah. 2.
Yeah, what is like 20,000 people died or something like that?
We stood in Hawaii on the USS Missouri, which is where they signed all of those treaties.
Yeah.
To actually declare, okay, we're going to be at peace. We're done. It was after the retaliation.
After those, yeah. After
all
the
that.
second one, yeah.
Yes. And the video footage plays when you're at different points on the ship. You're on the deck. You're in different. They're playing different video footage or film archives of exactly what was going on. You want to talk about the most dejected and down. I mean, just absolutely beat up. The Japanese government was like, it was sad. I mean, we just did. Here's the thing is, I noticed about it. The U.S. troops and the British troops that are on there, they didn't look like they were super happy about it either.
No,
they weren't like, we did it. Yay, guys. There wasn't a big.
And I get you're trying to end something that like there's people being murdered, you know, in concentration camps. Like there's a lot of evil things happening.
Yep.
But I don't know. You always picture like the way we tell American history is like we're the good guys. We do all the good. We make all the good choices. Like there's not many times we're like, hey, we probably made a wrong choice on the even Vietnam War. We act like we won, but we never say we win.
No,
but
we didn't win. No.
And it's like you sit there and you're just like, it makes you rethink when you're a kid because you're a kid, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know. But then you hear that and like they killed women, children, schools.
Yep.
Like they was melt. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Sorry, this took a dark turn. I'm sorry.
Go see.
Well, I guess we're talking about the Doomsday Clock. So.
Oppenheimer in theaters in June of 2023.
It's true.
Honestly, that's that. Think about. So I think that's actually some of that. What that movie is, the struggle with the fact that this is going to be one of the most destructive things that has ever happened on this planet ever.
Exactly.
So there it is. Doomsday Clock in 90 seconds. Have a great day, everybody.
Later.
Wow. Stay smart out there.
I feel like you're attacking me sometimes.
Stay smart out there.
Much better.
No.